Revenge films.
My name is Melanie, and I live with my husband, Sean. I'm 26 years old, and I work for a cosmetics company. I've always been allergic to eggs, and I have really sensitive skin. That's one of the reasons why I decided to work in the cosmetics industry. I now have the knowledge to choose products which are right for my skin, and because of it, I have really nice skin. My life was going great except for one thing. It was my sister-in-law, Rhea. She wasn't a very pleasant person to be around. Rhea is Sean's younger sister, and knowing that I work for a famous cosmetics company, she always asks me to give her free samples or discounts on luxury products. I find her behavior to be out of line. Rhea is very stingy and she only cares about what profits to her. She wasn't shy about asking people to give her things for free. She was very persistent, and seeing that she was my sister-in-law, I couldn't say no to her demands. I gave her free product samples whenever I could. She would come over to our apartment a lot to see if I had any new samples on me. At first, she seemed grateful, but after a while, she expected me to always have samples to give to her. To my horror, one day she snuck into my bedroom looking for some more samples. When I found out about this, I told her to stay out of my room. I'm home.
Hi, Melanie.
What are you doing in my bedroom, Rhea?
I came over for some new samples because I ran out, but you weren't home, so I was looking for them.
I see, but this is the private space. Please don't come in here without my permission. It makes me uncomfortable.
But we're family. I don't see why it's an issue. I asked Sean and he told me that it was okay.
Well, this is my room, so even if Sean says yes, I don't want you to come in here anymore. Please respect that.
Don't be so tight, Melanie.
What are you two arguing about in here?
Please ask Rhea to stay out of my room when I'm not home.
What's the issue? She's my little sister. She's family.
It makes me uncomfortable and I want you to respect my wishes.
You're being unreasonable, Melanie. Rhea, you don't need to listen to her. I give you permission.
I don't understand why Melanie is so upset with me. I'm going home now.
Wait, don't go, Rhea!
I couldn't understand why Rhea was acting like the victim here. And for some reason, Sean seemed to think that this was my fault too. It wasn't fair. I didn't do anything wrong, and I didn't understand why Sean was upset with me too. It made me feel awful. As a result of this, my marriage to Sean became unstable. Before I knew it, it was winter. Sean was busy with work, so I went to see my parents on my own. It was nice to be with my own family, and I felt very relaxed. I spent 3 nights at my parents' place, and I felt great. I was starting to forget about my issues with Sean and Rhea. I returned home feeling refreshed and de-stressed, but when I got home, I was shocked. All my valuables were gone. My favorite dresses, jewelries, accessories, and cosmetics. My first instinct was that I got robbed, so I called the police. After that, I called Sean to tell him about what had taken place. But then Sean said something even more shocking to me. Sean, we've been robbed! I can't believe that this happened to us. I thought that this was a safe neighborhood.
A robbery?
Yes, all my clothes and jewelry are gone.
Oh, I gave all your stuff to my sister, Rhea. You need to call the police again and let them know that it was a misunderstanding.
Why in the world would you give all my stuff to Rhea?
Rhea said that she wanted them. I can't say no to my little sister. I'm in the middle of work. Let's talk some more when I get home.
I had no idea what Sean was thinking. He was crazy to think that I'd be okay with him giving all my stuff to Rhea. If things continued to be like this, I considered divorcing Sean. I was furious with him for putting his sister's needs before mine. It had been a while since I called the police, so I figured that they were already on their way here. I was going to explain to them about what took place when they arrived. As I waited for the police to come to my house, I put on some skin lotion because my skin felt dry. For some reason, the texture of the lotion felt different. It was thicker than usual, and I started to have a bad feeling about this. After a while, my skin became irritated and it felt like my face was burning. I was in pain and I could feel my skin becoming swollen. I was also having a hard time breathing, and when I saw myself in the mirror, I was shocked to see that my face was covered in rashes. The police then arrived in good timing as I felt like I was about to faint. When they saw me in my state, they called the ambulance. By the time that I arrived at the hospital, I was unconscious. The next time that I awoke, I was no longer in pain and I could tell that my face wasn't swollen anymore. I was also able to breathe with ease again. The doctor told me that I'd suffered an anaphylactic shock as a result of an allergic reaction. I remembered that I had a similar reaction when I touched some raw eggs when I was younger, but I hadn't eaten or touched eggs this time, so I wondered why I had an allergic reaction. I was lucky that the police arrived when they did and called an ambulance right away. The police asked me a few questions about what had happened, and I told them that my skin lotion felt a little different than usual. The police told me that they suspected the lotion to be the reason for my anaphylactic shock. I wasn't sure how my skin lotion could be the reason for my allergic reaction because I didn't have any problems with it before.
Can you think of anything out of the ordinary? Anything suspicious?
Well, the texture of my skin lotion was thicker than usual.
I see. Could we get a sample of your lotion? We'd like to test to see if there are any allergens in it.
Okay, sure. After the police checked the contents of my skin lotion, they discovered that egg whites were used in the substance. So my anaphylactic shock had been a result of an allergic reaction to eggs. I couldn't believe it. I knew that Rhea was responsible for this. She's the only person who had snuck into my room without my permission. I knew that she was greedy and selfish, but I didn't think that she would go out of her way to hurt me. This was unforgivable. If the police hadn't found me and called the ambulance when they did, I could have died. Rhea had attempted to murder me. This time, she had taken things too far and I wasn't going to forgive her for it. After I got out of the hospital, I filed a report to the police about what Rhea had done. Rhea was questioned by the police and after some time, she admitted to her crimes.
Why would you do this to your sister-in-law? What was your motive?
I was angry with her because she told me that I wasn't allowed in her bedroom. It was my way of getting back at her, but I didn't mean to hurt her, I promise.
So you're telling us that you contaminated Melanie's skin lotion with some egg whites, knowing that she was allergic to eggs?
It was a prank, nothing serious. I can't believe that she reported it to the police.
Do you realize that you committed a serious crime?
A crime? Are you kidding me?
You could have killed Melanie. That's how serious this is. You will be punished for your crimes. That's a given.
What? You can't do this to me. I didn't do anything wrong. Let me talk to Melanie. I'll sort this out directly with her.
Rhea began to panic when she realized that she could get arrested for what she did to me. But this wasn't something that we could fix by talking to one another. In the end, Rhea was found guilty of her crimes and the court ordered her to pay me for the damages caused. I was very disappointed in Sean because he continued to take Rhea's side even after she was found guilty. By this point, I didn't have any feelings left for Sean and I had decided to divorce him. I told him that I was leaving him for good. I guess he hadn't expected me to say that because he started apologizing to me profusely after that.
A divorce? This is a bad joke, right? I'm sorry for putting Rhea's feelings ahead of yours. I won't do that anymore. So could you please not say something so outrageous?
It's too late to play at being nice, Sean. I don't trust you anymore after you let your sister take all of my precious belongings. I mean, who does that? I'm done being married to you. I want out.
Please don't say that, Melanie. We can work this out. I promise to be a better husband to you.
I nearly died because of what Rhea did to me, and all you can say to me is that you're going to be a good husband? It's too late for all of that. After that, I ran out of our apartment and found a place to stay. I also sent Sean the signed divorce papers and we got divorced. 1 month later, Sean and Rhea's parents found out about what Rhea had done to me. They cut Rhea off completely and she had no choice but to go into debt to pay the money that she owed to me. Sean allowed Rhea to move in with him because she had nowhere else to stay. No matter how hard Rhea worked, there was no money left after she paid off her debts and made payments to me.
Sean, this is all your fault.
Sean was angry with Rhea because how he had always taken good care of her and now she was blaming him for her unhappiness. In the end, they got into a huge fight and Sean kicked Rhea out of his apartment. Rhea had no place to live. After that, no one knows what happened to her, but we can all imagine that she's up to no good. As for Sean, his parents were upset with him for taking Rhea's side instead of mine. They blamed him for her failed marriage and wanted nothing to do with him. He was all alone now with no family by his side. I moved into a new apartment and started my new life. I still work for the same cosmetics company and I've never been happier. I'm so glad that I left Sean. I don't mind being single. I'm so happy that I never have to see Rhea again.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.